So we have Billy. Racing name was Strides Billabong. He's back at Limerick track. The last time he was here was in June, where he suffered a career-ending injury. So we're back here tonight just to meet everybody that helped on the night, and for Billy to meet everybody.
Wonderful recovery.
He's doing really well.
Lovely. The shine on him.
Billy came to Limerick for a sprint race, and unfortunately he fractured his right hock. Immediately taken off the track. Tommy was extremely attentive, helped carry him off the track straight into the vet. And I have to say, the treatment that he received from Tommy and the track vet was absolutely second to none. Fortunately, we've not needed veterinary treatment at a track very often, but I have to say, this is the best.
The track injury scheme was initially set up, and it was initially an initiative set up by the board of Greyhound Racing Ireland in 2019. I suppose there are a couple of facets to it. Our strategic plan 2018-2022 sets out that one of the pillars of this is the welfare of the racing greyhound and to maintain it at the centre of our sport. And secondly, we also here at the board believe that a career-ending injury is not necessarily a life-ending injury, and we believe that this particular scheme supports that. Any greyhound who has been injured in a race meeting or indeed an official trial session can apply for it. The application forms can be found on our website under the regulations and welfare tab. Any owner who wishes to avail of this scheme and who is unfortunate enough to have a greyhound affected like this with a career-ending injury can download the forms and submit them to ourselves along with copies of the invoices for the treatment of these particular greyhounds, and we will reimburse them under this scheme. As a sign of our continued support for this particular scheme and our commitment to this scheme, we have recently taken the move to increase the funding available to this scheme to up to 3/4 of all veterinary bills, up to a maximum of €1,000, which in itself will be effective from the 1st of October.
We applied through the track injury scheme. I rang Barry Coleman. Barry Coleman kindly sent me the forms through on IGB. I think actually it was Joanne assisted as well, Joanne Murray. The forms were filled in. I got the necessary documents from the vet on the track, from the vets in Cashel. They came in with the paperwork, and I think it was about 21 days later I had a phone call from Barry to say that it was successful, and 50% of the costs were being contributed towards his vet bill.
So it would be typically orthopaedic injuries which would be deemed as career enders. So yes, that would, and essentially it's available for any injury that fits that category as such. Dogs that are, I suppose, affected in this particular way, one of the conditions of this scheme is that these dogs cannot return to racing. So the dogs cannot be subsequently used for breeding, and they must be retired, can't return to racing, and of course, from the point of view of retirement, we are quite happy then to help with retiring through the Irish Retired Greyhounds Trust also.
He is going to be rehomed. He's a very needy dog for human affection. He's on the rehome list. Potentially Italy, maybe Belgium, we're not sure yet, but all his details are with Joanne Murray, and he will be rehomed through the IGRT.
So the fund comes from the Greyhound Care Fund, and that fund in itself is funded through ring fencing of funds which are a percentage of the sponsorship that we get here at GRI, a percentage of the gate receipts, and also a percentage of the total return. As in from the 1st of October this year, as part of our commitment, we have increased the funding available to this particular scheme. So as I said, up to 75% of the vet's bills incurred, up to a cap of €1,000. There's no cap on the overall fund, just a cap or an increase in the amount of money paid out to each individual claimant. He's
still on the lead. He has about a 50 square metre area that he can do his own thing in, just off the lounge at home. He's not ready yet to be able to just run in a paddock or anything, but other than that, he's healed really well.